The Catholic Church, a pillar of faith and tradition for over 1 billion people worldwide, has a new leader. The world watched as white smoke billowed from the Sistine Chapel, signaling the election of a new pontiff. But beyond the pomp and ceremony, who is the man now donning the papal mantle? What secrets lie beneath the surface of this newly minted leader of the Catholic world? From the hallowed halls of the Vatican to the far reaches of the globe, his election has sent shockwaves through the Church and beyond. Join us as we unravel the enigma of Pope John XXIV, a man whose life story reads like a suspense novel, filled with unexpected twists and turns. We'll examine his controversial past, his hidden passions, and the unlikely connections that have shaped his worldview. Pope John XXIV's election sent shockwaves through the Catholic world, and for good reason. This momentous event marked a significant departure from centuries-old traditions and expectations. He is the first pontiff hailing from Pope's home country, a nation not typically associated with the epicenter of Catholicism. This unprecedented choice has brought immense pride and joy to his homeland, where celebrations erupted in the streets. This historic first shattered centuries of tradition, signaling a potential seismic shift in the Church's direction. The election of Pope John XXIV is seen as a bold move towards inclusivity and global representation. Imagine the weight of expectation, the hopes and anxieties of over 1 billion souls resting on the shoulders of this one man. The faithful look to him for guidance, hope, and a renewed sense of purpose. The College of Cardinals made a bold statement with their choice. Their decision reflects a desire to embrace change and to acknowledge the diverse and evolving nature of the global Catholic community. They looked beyond the familiar, beyond the traditional centers of power within the Church, and chose a man whose very origins challenged the status quo. This choice is a testament to the Church's willingness to evolve and adapt. This decision, whispered about in hushed tones within the Vatican walls, was nothing short of revolutionary. It represents a break from the past, and a step towards a more inclusive future. John XXIV's election is not just a win for Pope's home country. It's a beacon of hope for Catholics in often overlooked corners of the world. It sends a powerful message that the Church values and recognizes the contributions of all its members, regardless of their geographic location. It's a testament to the universality of the Church, a resounding declaration that the faith transcends geographical boundaries. This election underscores the idea that the Catholic Church is a global institution, embracing diversity and unity. But this unprecedented choice also raises questions about the future. How will this new leadership navigate the complex challenges facing the Church today? Will this outsider pope, hailing from a nation grappling with its own unique set of social and political realities, bring a fresh perspective to the Vatican? His background may offer new insights and approaches to long-standing issues. Some Vatican insiders suggest this election signifies a willingness to engage with the modern world, to address the pressing issues of our time with a new sense of urgency. This could lead to significant reforms and a more dynamic Church. Pope John XXIV's very presence on the throne of St. Peter is a challenge to the status quo. His leadership may well usher in a new era for the Catholic Church, one that is more inclusive, responsive, and attuned to the needs of its diverse global congregation. Pope John XXIV's path to the papacy was not paved with pristine piety. His past, like that of any complex figure thrust onto the world stage, is not without its share of controversy. Before donning the papal robes, he was known as a vocal advocate for social justice, often challenging the status quo and ruffling feathers within the Church hierarchy. Some of his past statements on issues like, mentioned 3 controversial stances, while hailed by progressives, sparked heated debates and raised eyebrows among more conservative factions within the Church. His critics viewed his pronouncements as radical departures from established doctrine, a dangerous flirtation with secular ideologies. Whispers of his radical past followed him to the Vatican, casting a long shadow over his early days as Pope. But his supporters argue that these controversies are a testament to his unwavering commitment to the marginalized, his deep empathy for those often overlooked by society. They point to his years spent working with the poor in, mention a specific region or demographic the Pope worked with, his tireless efforts to bridge divides and amplify the voices of the voiceless. The question remains, how will this controversial past shape his papacy? His secret passion. Behind the stoic facade of the papacy, behind the weighty pronouncements and solemn ceremonies, beats the heart of a man with surprising passions. These passions, often hidden from the public eye, reveal a more personal side of the Pope. Pope John XXIV, a man of deep faith and intellect, harbors a secret love, a pastime that reveals a side of him rarely glimpsed by the public eye. This hobby, nurtured over the years, offers him a unique form of solace and joy. Few know that the Pope is a devoted Pope's hobby, a passion he has nurtured since his youth. This hobby has been a constant companion, providing a sense of normalcy amidst the grandeur of his papal duties. Imagine the surprise on the faces of seasoned Vatican officials when they discovered this unexpected detail about their new leader. It was a revelation that added a new dimension to their understanding of him. This is not a hobby typically associated with the Vicar of Christ, and yet, it speaks volumes about the man beneath the papal robes. It shows a side of him that is relatable and endearing. Expand on the Pope's hobby, providing vivid details and anecdotes. For instance, if the Pope is an avid gardener, describe how he meticulously tends to his plants, the types of flowers and herbs he grows, and the tranquility he finds in this simple yet profound activity. For example, if the Pope is a passionate gardener, describe his garden at the Vatican, the types of plants he cultivates, and the joy he finds in this activity. His garden is not just a place of beauty, but a sanctuary where he can reflect and find peace. If he's a musician, talk about the instrument he plays, the music he enjoys, and perhaps even mention a time he surprised a group of visitors with an impromptu performance. His music brings joy not only to himself, but to those around him. This unexpected passion humanizes the often inscrutable figure of the Pope. It shows that he too has interests and hobbies that bring him happiness. It reminds us that beneath the vestments and the official titles, he is a man of simple pleasures, a man capable of finding joy and solace in the most unexpected places. This side of him is a testament to his humanity and his ability to connect with the world on a personal level. The unexpected connection. The Vatican, a repository of history and secrets, holds within its ancient walls countless tales of intrigue and unexpected connections. These archives, filled with ancient manuscripts and hidden documents, are a treasure trove for historians and scholars alike. And Pope John XIV's story is no exception. His rise to the papacy has been marked by numerous, surprising revelations. In a twist worthy of a Dan Brown novel, it turns out that the new pope has a surprising link to person or event, a connection that has sent ripples of shock and intrigue through the upper echelons of the Church. This revelation has sparked a flurry of discussions and debates among Vatican insiders. Was the Pope's family connected to a past papal dynasty? This possibility opens up a whole new dimension of historical inquiry. Did he cross paths with a world leader earlier in his life? Such a connection could have far-reaching implications for his current role. Did he play a role in a significant historical event? This would add yet another layer to his already complex persona. Be specific, and provide as much detail as possible to make the connection both believable and intriguing. The more we uncover, the more questions arise about the true nature of this connection. This unexpected link to person or event adds another layer of complexity to the already enigmatic figure of Pope John XXIV. It challenges our understanding of his motivations and his vision for the future of the Church. It raises questions about how this past connection might shape his decisions, his policies, and his overall approach to leading the Catholic Church in the 21st century. Will this connection influence his stance on key issues facing the Church today? Some Vatican insiders speculate that this connection could influence the Pope's stance on mention a specific issue related to the person or event. This speculation adds to the intrigue surrounding his papacy. Regardless of the specific implications, one thing is certain: this unexpected connection adds a new dimension to our understanding of Pope John XIV. It is a story that continues to unfold, captivating the attention of the world. His vision for the future. With the weight of history on his shoulders and the hopes of over 1 billion Catholics resting on his every word, Pope John XIV faces the daunting task of steering the Church into the uncharted waters of the 21st century. His vision for the future, a blend of tradition and reform, has sparked both excitement and trepidation within the Church and beyond. In his first public address as Pope, John XIV stood on the balcony overlooking St. Peter's Square, his voice echoing through the ancient heart of Rome. He spoke of unity, of compassion, of a Church that must be a beacon of hope in an increasingly fractured world. But he also acknowledged the challenges facing the Church, the need to address past failings and to adapt to the realities of a rapidly changing world. These pronouncements, delivered with both humility and conviction, have reverberated around the world. Progressive Catholics yearning for a more inclusive and engaged church have hailed John XIV as a potential game-changer, a leader willing to drag the institution into the 21st century. Conservative factions, however, have expressed reservations, concerned that these reforms might dilute the Church's traditions and doctrines. The world watches with bated breath, eager to see how these proposed changes will manifest in the years to come. As the sun sets on the Eternal City, casting long shadows across the grandeur of St. Peter's Basilica, the world holds its breath, watching and waiting to see what the future holds for the Catholic Church under its enigmatic new leader. Pope John XIV, a man of contradictions, a blend of tradition and modernity, has promised to be a force for change, to guide the Church into a new era of openness and engagement. But the path ahead is fraught with challenges. Will he be able to bridge the divides within the Church to reconcile the yearning for progress with the weight of centuries-old traditions? The answers to these questions remain shrouded in uncertainty. But one thing is certain, the world is watching, captivated by the unfolding story of Pope John XIV, a man who has dared to challenge the status quo, and whose papacy promises to be anything but ordinary. Please subscribe to our channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.